What's going on, YouTube? This TerrenceRe coming to you with a stock market update. I'm gonna do a little analysis on the FAANG stocks. Got a nice up day. I guess that's good news. The advanced decline line of the S&P 500. Let's take a look at it. That way we can see. You can see this is a heat map of the S&P 500. See a lot of green on there. We go over to the index watch. I'm gonna pull up the S&P 500, and then it's gonna show you basically you got 465s, 466 now, advancing. See all that green? You got a couple red ones that's down, a few. That's AMAT. Let's see, ANTM. Basically ones that you don't even know. Activision is down. Broadcom is down a little bit. Biogen, but for the most part, everything's up. So we got the S&P futures up 71 handles. I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. The NASDAQ is up 130 handles. We got the Dow up 646, and the Russell is up 47 handles. And the bonds are down, notes are down, and the VIX futures are down. So this is all consistent with what we've been seeing for the past few days of this sell-off. Either if the indices are down, then bonds are up, and then vice versa. What I would like to look at over here, and just some technical analysis. I'm gonna go over the FAANG stocks as well, but just looking right here, you can see right here. This is a momentum oscillator. The awesome oscillator crossed over today on the S&P futures, even though you got a green day. So what I'm guessing, because I don't know, no one knows, right? You'll get a little bit of, you can see these moving averages beginning to come together. I would suspect that they will cross over. So I am expecting this down move to continue, and I'm going to show you why. We're going to go over to the FAANG stocks. Let's look at Facebook. Facebook has been getting hammered. It took out the low. It took out this low right here. So this was a low of what it would call it, 308.11. So Facebook today went down to 307.2, and it's not quite. So if I look at the RSI over here, it's not quite oversold. So it got a little bit more room, in my opinion, to run down. Let's take a look at. So I'm just showing you the FAANG, which are the largest stocks in the S&P 500, which is your Facebook, your Apple, your Amazon, your Google, Microsoft, Tesla, and I substitute NVIDIA for Netflix, right? So let's go look at Apple. Now, Apple is one of the stocks that is I actually think is looking halfway decent. It has been going up during all of this, right? But if we look at, like, let's go look at the last year, you can tell like Apple was already had a down move right here back from, let's call it September to October, and then it started its up move. So I would think that Apple may be able to continue to run up, right? Maybe. But the rest of them, like Facebook is down, Amazon is down. Amazon has not quite yet crossed over on the AO, but if you're looking at it, you can see that it's looking like it's getting ready to, right? So let's look at, and this is not really an update for Amazon. Amazon is up $5. That's like 0.15%. That's not a big deal because this is a $3,500 stock approximately. Google. Now Google, look at Google and look at these trend lines right here. If you can see from right here, from the bottom down here all the way, it's right here at this trend line. So Google got a little bounce on support right here. All right. So I'm looking at it. And in my opinion. Now let's look at divergence, because you got divergence up here at the top. Generally, when you get divergence, right here, let's go from right here to here. And then let's look at from the AO. So basically, as the market continued to make highs right here, the momentum oscillator was making a low. And it also did the same thing on the RSI. Just going over some basic technical analysis, because that's, for the most part, that's how I look at investing and buying and selling. This will visually show you the news. Like if you got you can look at a stock continuously going up on a chart and be like, hey, that's a good stock. And it doesn't matter what the news is. If you see it going up, now obviously you just want to make money on it, right? So we got divergence. So we got that divergence, and then we got this down move. We're right here at this support level right here on Google. So it can make a play either way. Right here, it bounced up, came down again, bounced up again. Now we right there back at it again. I do anticipate Google continuing the down move. So if we look at Google continuing its down move, Facebook continuing its down move, look at the trend line that Facebook broke. Facebook may pull back up and retest right here, or maybe into here, but I do suspect that it will continue its down move. In my opinion, if I had to make a call, I don't mind making calls and I don't mind being wrong. Just giving you the reason why, what I think in the market. Apple is the one that I think that can continuously go up. Let's take a look at Microsoft. Microsoft, same thing. Microsoft making lows on the AO. You got divergence. Let's look at Apple. Even got divergence on the RSI. Right here, got divergence. Excuse me, I'm sorry, Microsoft. Right here. And you got divergence there. So price action continued to make highs while the awesome oscillator and the RSI made lows. Higher highs, lower lows on the oscillators. Those are bearish signals. Those are bearish signals. And you got, it's nowhere near its support level of this trend line right here. And it's at resistance right here of this trend line. So this is one that I would suspect it has high IV. Option sellers or premium sellers are in here more than likely selling options in Microsoft. So you will see, we could actually look at go to the trade tab. Let's close up. Let's look at the option chain, or let's go down and look at option statistics. It seems like I can't talk today. So what we're looking at in Microsoft, you can see that 1.33 on the sizzle index, which means that it's trading above what it normally would trade as far as option wise. So that the option volume is up in Microsoft. And you can look at the calls, the puts are almost the same, to be honest with you. So you can come over here and look at the percentages of calls and the percentages of puts. And you can also come over here and look at implied volatility, right? You can come over here and look at current historical volatility percentile. You can look at the current IV percentiles, which is 76, which is extreme, which is high for Microsoft. That's very high. So it's a premium seller's market as far as this particular stock goes. Let's take a look at now. We got bearish triggers on Microsoft. Facebook is beat down. We got bearish triggers on Amazon. So let's take a look at, we got Tesla and we got Nvidia to look at next. Tesla. On Tesla, it almost looks like it's trading in like a pattern, right? So I'm not ready to quite call Tesla bearish, because we got a little bit of a triangle right here, right? A lot of times when you get triangles or patterns, they could go either way. I could probably, we'll see it probably consolidate for a little while. So you got this low, you got this high, and you can see the market just bouncing back, just pinging back and forth. So we could get a big move either way out of this triangle. How I would look to trade this if I was going to trade Tesla, I would want to see it. If I was going to short it, you could wait on it to break break this triangle or this trend line right here, come back and retest and then go down. So you want to get a flag pattern out of here or to the upside, or you may not even want to wait. You might be someone who's a strong believer in Tesla. I just think that it's in a range. You got a little bit of a pattern right here. So let's see what it does when it comes out. Nvidia also has divergence. We got divergence on Nvidia. Look at the oscillator and look at the RSI. So the RSI trending down. All I'm gonna do is come over here and draw a trend line from the top, if it lets me. Right there. Got it down. Let's look at the AO. So the oscillator is so basically this oscillator, what it's telling you is that momentum is trending to the downside, like it's losing its strength, right? However, price action continued to rise, right? So that's divergence. And I would suspect, based upon that, is that we will get a down move at some point in Nvidia. And I got the levels already here. I got the gaps. This would be your first level, in my opinion, to buy back in. I would like to see it sell off into here. You could come into here and you can play this a lot of different ways: buying stocks, selling puts, buying call spreads. I would not, in my opinion, buy a call option if the IV's still high, unless you're going to go further out in time and do something like a leap where you won't be susceptible to vol crush. So based upon that, out of the major stocks, you got Facebook down, in my opinion. I got Amazon down. I got Google getting ready to blast down. I think Microsoft got divergence. Nvidia, you got divergence, and you got Tesla in like a holding pattern. Now Tesla could break out of this and bust to the upside, or it could break out of it and bust to the downside. So based upon that, and then looking at the Dow, we're going to wrap this up by doing some analysis on the Dow. I got DIA, that's the ETF of the Dow. I got my fib levels on. I still got the Dow going down to around 337-ish. And I have a short call spread on in the diamond, and I also have a condor on in the diamond. I'm down money on it a little bit today because of the up move, but you can see, and it looks like this because you got both trades plotted on here. So if I took off the call spread, you'll see I'm looking to, I got this condor wrapped around here. So I would like to see the market. I think this is where we are, right around here today. And I would like to see the market continue to go down and be around in this area. So, and I also have a call spread on. So if it blows through this condor and I continue to hold it, which I don't think I will, I'll probably get out of it, but I could hold the call spread, right? And so with that being said, supporting with the rest of the FAANG, all of those stocks aren't in the Dow, but I think Apple is, Microsoft is, and not quite sure if Facebook is, but two of the larger ones are. So that supports my thesis as me thinking that the Dow is going to continue to go down. Now, this is just a yearly chart. If I zoom this out, let's look at 3 years. The market is overdue. This is right here is down when COVID, the low of the COVID pandemic. And this is when the Fed stepped in and started printing money, bailouts, bond purchases. So you just seen an up move. So it went all the way up to here, and then it touched, and then you got an M pattern right here. You got a perfect bearish flag. I just think that this is the beginning of either a larger down move, or we may get some sideways action. So the next, I would be careful, be comfortable with your risk. So this is Thursday. So you got an up move today. I suspect you may even get a up move tomorrow on Friday. It may run all the way up into here and test somewhere right in here these moving averages. But then you got the weekend. Some news always comes out on the weekend for whatever reason. You have no access to make it. You can't do anything to your account until Monday. So now we could get some good news and wake up and the market's up. I don't put it past that, right? But you get some bad news and then boom, we come in Monday and we got a gap down again. So that I also want to take a look at the bond. Let's look at TLT, which is the ETF for the 20-year Treasury bond, right? Let's go to the yearly chart. You can see it's breaking out of this high. I still think it has room to run up, which is why that also supports my thesis for the overall market to continue down. The reason why the bonds are up is because that's the play right now, like what they would term as flight to quality. They'll come on TV and then they'll trash bonds on some of these major networks. And you can listen to that. And they'll say, why buy bonds? Don't buy bonds. Somebody's buying bonds, right? They can say whatever they want to say. Someone has been buying bonds, right? So if they come on TV and say don't buy them, okay, who's buying them? You're telling us not to buy them, but somebody is buying them. Bonds are rocking, right? They just broke out of this. You see this trend line right here. It broke out of this trend line, and it's pulling back. It may retest. If you get a flag right here and another high, it's off to the races. People, if the bonds are exploding like that, that's because something else is there. Something else is selling off. More than likely, those are equities. So continue to watch the TLT and then watch the diamonds, which is your Dow ETF. Watch the SPY. What's crazy about this is that the skew index is up at 155, right? So that's just option pricing. Talking about the skew. So you got puts are very expensive right now. Puts are very expensive. Why are puts expensive right now? Because someone is buying them. Let's go to the SPY. Let's look at the option tab. We're gonna stick with, we'll go to the monthly. Let's look at 15 days out. Probably would have been best to go to about, let's do 30. Let's go right around 30. And that's because the reason why I'm going right around 30 is because your VIX, which is the volatility. So the VIX is a measurement of approximately 23 days to 37 days, right? Right around 30 is where you get your VIX, your 30-day implied volatility. So I wanted to come right around this area on the SPY, get close as I could to, about 30. Now, the market currently is at 457. So let's go about $20 out. 477, right? So $20 to the upside at 477, the 15 delta is going for 149 or 152, right around there, right? Let's just call it 150. So let's go $20 down. Let's go to 437. Do you guys see that? Do you see that skew? So I went exactly $20 up out of the money on the call side, and you can only sell that call for $150, let's call it, right? You go $20 down, and that's saying, and the put $20 down is going for 600, let's call it 630. That's skew. So and the further you go out of the money, you'll see the skew. You'll see it. You'll see that exasperation of that price difference, and so that's how you can measure skew. And so what that means is that the puts are becoming more expensive, right? So that means when the price of something is going up, that's because the demand is very high for them. Just think about it in regular terms. I know right now I want a PlayStation 5, right? So when they first came out, I think they were like $499 or $599. Good luck with that. So right now they like $1,000, 1,100, 1,200. So the demand is high for them. The supply is low, and the demand is high. So that's why you got that price imbalance, right? That's a skew. That's skew. That's price. That's the price is skewed. So it's the same thing in the option market, and that's why I keep skew on my watch list. A lot of times when you see the skew get elevated, what I would call high, what I was taught is 130 and above, right? We're at 155. It was at 150 yesterday. I wanted to do a video yesterday, but I didn't get to it. So today it's even higher and the market is up. So what that is telling me that people are coming into the market and they're buying puts while the market is going up, further increasing the skew level. Puts are in high demand. So a lot of people think that this sell-off is not done. And you can just come out here. It's I don't know any other better way to explain it. If you don't understand, make a comment on this video and then I could go further into it. But I don't think I've ever talked about skew before. I may do like a video just on skew and just going through the option chain and then showing that to you. This is a live market and I'm showing it to you live. For the most part, I don't think a lot of traders, you're gonna find a lot of videos with people coming on live and doing that. And showing you that, and they don't talk about it on TV, and that's one way of knowing or not knowing, because you can still be wrong. But a lot of people think that this down move isn't over because they're buying puts, right? Or you can say, well, that does make this put juicy to sell, right? So you could come out here and sell it and get a lot of premium. You can collect a lot of premium out here. Um, let's see, you got an expected move for this particular option contract is 29 bucks. So you to get out of them to sell the expected move, let's just call it 30. You'd have to go down to like 427 and you could sell this put right here. And it's about a 20 delta, right? So you could sell that put. Let's go $30 up and see. That will put you at 487. Look, you're only getting 40 cents for that call. You're only getting 40 cents for that call. So I wouldn't I don't think this down move is over. Um, so I would be careful right here and buying this dip. I wouldn't, in my personal opinion, I come back and I try to, with a fast market like this, I keep doing technical analysis for you guys. And remember, any trades that you take based off of, they're your own trades, you own them. I'm not a financial advisor, but I am pretty good at technical analysis, I think. I do want to go over a trade. I think I put this on. If you look at my previous video or one of them on the Euro USD, you can see that this already hit. It actually hit like the next day, and I had this trade on. It went right up there to my level. So that's why I have these fib levels. You can see how the market is reacting. When I get a certain setup, I can trade it every time. And you got this bull flag right here, and it went right up there. It hit that level. I was right here, and I took profit. It took profit, and I was asleep. You know, I had it set up. It took me out of the trade. And so now I'd have to get another pattern for me to get back into this. But that's the same thing I see on the diamonds. It's just the opposite direction, right? So that's why I said I still think we got a little bit more to go on this down move. I want to see, before I would think about getting this dip, I would like to see some type of W pattern on the RSI. It did go oversold, pop back up. I would like to see it come back down in here again and give me some type of give me a W pattern down here, right? Before I would think about buying this dip. So with that, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, share the video. It helps me out. Just sharing it, even hitting the like button. You guys watch it, just hit the like button. Or whatever you think about it. Like hit the dislike button. It doesn't really affect me either way. I think they changed the where they won't show them, but it didn't bother me. It just lets me know I need to get better. And so with that, I hope you guys got something out of this video. Hit that little bell notification so then that way when I hit these videos, I like to do videos live. I hardly ever edit. I'm not recording. I just shoot straight from the hip. So with that, I'm out, man. Peace. Happy trading.